Welcome to another episode of Let Me Pull Your Coat, the unfiltered world of Master Silk. But today, it's your girl China Doll, stepping in solo while Silk handles business overseas. Let me tell you, this one right here is for every woman who has ever been called too much by a man who was never enough. If you ever felt like your strength scared him, your voice irritated him, or your goals emasculated him, baby, this episode is for you. Before we get into it, let me say this loud for the ladies in the back. This ain't just talk, it's a movement. If you're vibing with the podcast, support what's real. Subscribe, share it with your girls, and hit that Buy Me a Coffee link to show love. And if you're repping with the hoodies, caps, or that new tour jacket, tag us. Let the world know you're pulling coats with China Doll now. Let's get into the mess, the lessons, and the healing. Simone from New Orleans writes, China, I held him down for 4 years, helped him raise his daughter, paid bills, and got his trucking company off the ground. Now that he's making money, he says I'm too masculine and wants someone more feminine and peaceful. What the hell do I do with that? What you do is fucking leave. That man just told you that your love was useful, but your power makes him uncomfortable. He doesn't want a queen, he wants a dependent. He wants someone who needs him, not someone who stood next to him when he had nothing. Let me break it down like this. Some men are like stray dogs. They come to your porch hungry, and you feed them, love them, clean them up. But once they get healthy, they forget who kept them alive. They want to roam again. So let him roam, Simone. And when his peace turns out to be silence from a woman with no ambition, he'll wish he had your noise. Layla from Toronto asks, why do men chase confident women, then hate them for being confident once they have them? Because, baby, a man who isn't healed will turn your confidence into competition. He picked you because you look like everything he wanted. But once you started moving, growing, and showing you didn't need him, his ego screamed for attention. I had a man once tell me, you always trying to run shit. I said, nah, baby. I'm just not waiting on a man to give me permission to be who I already am. These dudes want to be the whole show, not part of the cast. And they hate when a woman walks in the room and changes the energy. Brianna from Oakland writes, my girls smile when I win, but I feel shade. One even said I forgot where I came from after I bought a house. Let me say this real fucking clear. Everybody clapping ain't clapping for you. Some folks clap just to hide the sound of their teeth grinding. Girl, you didn't forget where you came from? They forgot you were never planning to stay there. I had a friend who used to joke about me acting bougie when I stopped blade running. Sis, I wasn't acting. I was evolving. And sometimes your evolution makes folks uncomfortable in their stagnation. Keep growing. And if they gotta talk about you to feel better about themselves, you already outgrew that friendship. Danielle from Charlotte says, I cook, clean, pay half the rent, and still get told I don't support him enough. What more do they want? What they want is a damn mama they can fuck. Let me keep it funky with no cap. Some of these grown-ass men want all the benefits of a wife, a therapist, a maid, and a life coach, but can barely give back any emotional safety. You're doing everything, and he still feels like you ain't doing enough? That's not your man, that's your dependent. If a man needs constant validation, support, reassurance, and praise, but gives you nothing but criticism and cold shoulders, leave his needy ass right there and go find someone who sees your value without needing you to break your back. Anonymous from Detroit writes, I used to walk the blade. I met a client who wanted to save me. I got out, started school, and we moved in together. But now he throws my past in my face during every argument. Classic Captain Save-A-Ho syndrome gone sour. Let me tell you something. If he chose you knowing your story, then later uses that story to shame you, that's emotional abuse. He didn't want to save you. He wanted to own you. And when he saw you rising up and no longer being grateful, he pulled the guilt card. You didn't trick him. He tricked himself into believing you'd stay small just because he gave you a step up. But sis, you're not his project. You're a damn miracle. Kendra from Atlanta asks, why do I keep attracting broken men who treat me like I'm the enemy? Because you keep showing up to save people instead of partnering with them. You're attracting brokenness because you're leading with healing. And baby, not everyone wants to heal. Some people just want company in their darkness. A man who hates himself will see your confidence as arrogance. Your love becomes a threat. Your boundaries become betrayal. Until you start choosing people who match your light, you'll always feel like you're fighting to be seen. Karina from Brooklyn writes, "He only shows up for our children when it makes him look good, but never pays, never helps, just posts pictures. Classic baby daddy branding." Assist, you're not co-parenting, you're solo parenting with a social media prop. My advice? Document everything. Keep the receipts. Protect your kids from the confusion and stop begging him to be what he clearly isn't. One day, your child will be old enough to see who was really there. Let him parent for likes. You parent for life. Renee from Las Vegas writes, "I'm still in the game. I don't want to be, but I have 2 kids, no help, and I make more in 2 nights than 2 weeks at a 9 to 5. I hear you, and I ain't judging. I've been there. The fast money comes with slow death. I'd bet you don't look the same as you did when you started. You need substances to go to work. I've been there. That life chips away at your spirit and your soul, even when your purse is fat. If you want out, make a plan, not an excuse. 1 foot out is better than both feet stuck in. Connect. You're not dirty. You're surviving. But don't confuse survival with success. We ain't meant to just make it. We're meant to build and own it." Tamika from Memphis writes, "Every time I speak on what he did to me, people say I'm bitter. But he lied, cheated, and drained me. Let me be clear, bitter is the word people use to silence a woman who's being too honest. You're not bitter, you're healing out loud, and that makes people uncomfortable. Telling your story. Let them call it what they want. Truth don't need permission to be real." Amani from Chicago asks, "I held him down through jail, rehab, cheating, and lies. Now he's with a girl half my age posting vacation pics. I feel like a fool." You ain't no fool, sis. You were loyal. You just gave it to the wrong damn person. Let me say this with love and fire. Loyalty should be earned, not rewarded to somebody just because they're broken. If he wouldn't bleed for you, why the hell were you willing to die for him? Mourn the time, learn the lesson, but don't stay in regret. Our man didn't upgrade, he downgraded to someone who don't know better yet. You do. Anonymous writes, "I used to work under Seldom Seen. Well, Master Silk now, in KC. He helped me flip my game into a lash line. I'm making money, but I still feel guilty when I succeed. That guilt ain't yours, baby. It's the echo of shame from a world that never expected us to rise up. You walked the blade, so did I. And now we walk into boardrooms? That's legacy. Every dollar you earn now is a middle finger to every man who thought your value was on an hourly rate. Don't you ever dim yourself to make the world comfortable with your glow." Here is your coat pull of the week. If he couldn't handle your shine, he was never built for your storm. Don't shrink for a man who folds when you roar. You weren't made to be quiet. You were made to be undeniable. Here's this week's shout-outs. Big love to the real ones holding it down. This week, I would like to give a big thank you to one of our podcast listeners, Nadine W. from Sydney, New South Wales, for making and sending me 1,000 double-sided business cards. More greatly appreciated. Much love and much respect. Also, shout out to Kiki Love in Tallahassee, Denisha from Baton Rouge, Glow Money in NYC, and Alicia in Amsterdam for dropping coins and pulling coats with us. Hoodies, caps, and those fly tour jackets, already shipping. Each showing up is showing out. Ladies, if this episode hit you in the gut, then share it with your sister, your bestie, your niece, hell, your ex, if you're bold enough. Don't just listen, build with us. Subscribe, rep the merch, and send your questions to letmepullyourcoat@gmail.com. New heat drops every Tuesday wherever you get your podcast. We've also started our own website on Podpage. You can reach it on all of Master Silk's social media pages, because believe me, the link is too long to place here. It has a daily blog, reviews, and a section to leave a voicemail. Check it out. This is China Doll. And baby, let me pull your coat one last time. Your strength ain't a threat. It's a mirror. Let 'em see themselves or let 'em walk. Until next week, keep your glass full, your cigar lit, and the music loud. Much love and much respect.